Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? So, I left you at the end of last week. I had just sold some grain over there, and it was getting late in the evening. I finished the field that I was doing down at the farm, field 14. So we've harvested 15 and 14. Field 12 is still yet to harvest. So we've slept the night because it was starting to get late, and it's still quite misty here in the morning. So before we start combining, we ought really to wait for the cloud to burn off a little bit and just lift some of the moisture. So I've come up here, and as promised, we are going to buy this field. This is the first thing that we're going to do. So let's have a look. We could do a mission if we wanted to. Let me just escape a minute and just see what we've got for fruit type growth. Right, growth is on the 3rd stage, so we've still got the 4th stage of growing to go, and then it'll be ready to harvest. Soil composition, right, it does need ploughing, so we'll have to do that next. Is that... No, that's only one lot of fertilizer by the look of it. Right, so we are going to need plenty of fertilizer. It might actually be in our best interest. There's beans that we've got planted there. I think it would actually be in our best interests to do a quick mission on here to spread the fertilizer on these beans. So we'll do that. Let me just come up again. There we go. Right. And that's going to give us the 8700 Black Edition. I'm hoping that if we buy it after doing this, we're not going to have all that crop missing. That would be a bit distressing, to say the least. So let me just start up. Oh, I suppose I should really have done told you. I can tell you about it. So while we hitch on, I'm going to use the GPS mod on this one, and we can just sort of get it going. And I really do want to buy this tractor at some point. So yeah, I've been sort of thinking about how I'm going to progress this series, and how long I'm going to run the series for. Because we asked this as a question in Sosnovka, how long did you want me to run that series? And the answers were varied, but yeah, a lot of you do appear to want me to run that one for a while, and I said I'd run this one for longer, and the one response I seem to be getting from almost everybody is you would like a long-running series, because so many people finish up the series after just 40 or 50 episodes. So I'm going to run this one for quite a while. I'm not sure quite how long yet, but I am going to run it for a fair while. So we're going to need to expand more. And I want to try and get some more out of this. But we'll get to that, My question that I asked you all last week was, which seed drill did you want me to buy? And there was a lot of discussion in the comment section, which is brilliant. I love a nice open discussion going on, sort of just, everyone trying to get their point across. And in total, we had 2,192 votes, which is fantastic. It's a huge number of votes. That's absolutely brilliant. The 4 seed drills that I gave the choices were the 6-meter Vadestad direct drill, the 9-meter Horsch direct drill, the 12-meter Lemkin drill, which is just an ordinary drill that only carried seed, or the 15-meter Amazon drill, which also takes fertilizer. So I thought personally that the Horsch would have been the best of the crop, because it not only took fertilizer and took the seed, or obviously it takes the seed drill, but it was also a direct drill. So, you know, it's a huge time-saving machine, that one is. However, that is not the one that was ultimately chosen. So the 6-meter Vadestad, that one was way down the bottom. That had a total of 41 votes. Out of nearly 2,200 votes, that one had 41. In second place was the 12-meter Lemkin drill. That one had 166 votes. So again, not hugely popular. A few people wanted to see it. I've done a couple of missions using the Lemkin, so it has been shown. It's probably not one that I'm going to buy anytime soon on any of my series. In third place, with 542 votes, was the Horsch direct drill. So, I will most likely use the Horsch direct drill somewhere, because such a large percentage of you want to see it, have expressed an interest. I will probably introduce that into the time-lapse series somewhere. And then, of course, right at the top was the 15-meter Amazon drill with 1,443 votes. Now, I know that quite a few of you thought that this was a little bit upsetting, because so many people have just gone for the biggest one, and it's not necessarily the most suited to our fields and so on. It just seems to fit the oversized tractor that we've got. And yes, the tractor that we've got is oversized for our farm. However, we will use it. That is what democracy is all about. So we will get the Amazon drill and we will use that one. I will try to fit the horse in somewhere else. But fear not. I mean, this field up here that we're going to buy as soon as this mission is finished is better suited to the Amazon drill. And we can spread fertilizer at the same time, but it also means that the time we save getting that job done is time that we can spend doing other things. Now, as I've got to get the Amazon drill, I'm also going to be buying a cultivator, not buying, leasing a cultivator, which is considerably bigger than the one that we've got. So that one will be returned, and we will get a bigger cultivator. I don't think I'll put that up for a question. I'm just going to go through and pick one that I think looks pretty good, and it'll probably be an oversized one as well. But we'll worry about that in a minute. So I'm going to just finish this mission. I'll get back to you right at the end of it. Then we can buy the field and I will give you my new weekly question. We're getting very close to the finish. I've just zoomed right in so that I can admire this tractor because, quite frankly, it's a bit of a beast. And I did say just now that I would like to buy it, but now that I'm looking at it really close up, I want to buy it even more. Now, this last line, it always stops here because it's not quite the full width on the GPS. And so it's got to come up to the side there. Let's just take a look in cab, just see this last tiny little bit. It does look good. I know that some people really, really like the Massey Ferguson. I'm not, you know, overly fussed. I like an old Massey. The Massey 35 is one of my favourite tractors for old traditional tractors. But for the new ones, they don't really do anything for me either way, I've got to be honest. So I realise that there are some huge Massey Ferguson fans out there, but I'm not one that's really going to go all out just using Massey Ferguson all the time. I like to use quite a bit of variation. And what's happened with the field? It doesn't look like it's actually left huge tracks everywhere, which is absolutely brilliant. So we've got that one done, and that also now means that we go to growth, soil composition. We now got 2 lots, so we're going to have to do 1 lot of fertilizer ourselves. That's fine, we can cope with that. And so let's buy the field. $333,000. $333,720. A huge chunk of money. It's now ours. Right, so now we own this field. Once we'll do the harvesting first. We've got a line of potatoes up the side there, actually. We could harvest those as well. We won't. We're not going to bother with that. Once the beans have been harvested, I am going to make this field bigger. That is one of the first things that I'm going to do. Let's just bring up this map. No, let's not look at it on the map. Let's get into the truck, and we'll just take a little spin. My weekly question, my new weekly question. Right, I've been asking you in Sosnovka, do you want me to run the series for a bit longer? And by the way, I think that we'll take out some of this here, and then, so we'll sort of extend out nearly to where my truck is, all the way around here. We won't worry about cutting down those trees, so we'll cut a strip down here, plough up a bit of a strip, but not a huge amount. So yeah, I've been asking you in Sosnovka, and we'll go out to the track. What you want me to do. How long do you want me to run the series for? Hang on. Oops, sorry. I just want to check how much this field is to see if and when I'm going to buy it. And this is also beans. This one, it would cost us $88,000. I may well buy that one soon. I'm not sure when. Yeah, I'll leave it for now. I'll have a think about that. That can actually be today's topic of discussion. Do you think I should buy Field 6 while we're on a bit of a spending spree? Or do you think I should save the money to go towards the forager? Because we do eventually want the forager. But do you think I should buy Field 6 now or try and buy it a bit later on? I did originally ask if you wanted me to buy Field 1 or Field 6. That was my original question up there. But no, Mike. So, yeah, Sosnovka, I've asked you how long we want it to run for. And I will tell you a bit early, it's highly unlikely to go the other way now because so many votes have said, you want me to run that for 60 to 70 episodes. And I did say that I'd be running this series longer than that one. So I'm actually thinking that I will try to run this one for about 100 episodes at least. Because I've had so many comments, people saying they'd like a good long series. We can really get stuck into it. So because of that, I originally thought that I was just going to be doing crops on this map. However, if I'm going to run this for more than 100 episodes, we are on episode 39 right now, I'm going to need to expand more. I'm going to need to get more variation into my gameplay, because otherwise we're just going to be repeating the same things all the time, and there's no way I'm going to be stuck doing that. I don't want to bore you. So I'm thinking that I'm going to expand out. I've done sheep. Well, I've got some sheep. We'll expand those, obviously. We'll get more sheep. But I'd like to expand into the other animals. So what do you think of that? And would you like me to get cows or pigs first? So you can have a little chat about what you think of the whole expanding into animals idea, and let us know in the comment section, along with your thoughts on buying Field 6 as well. I'm thinking that we should save for a little bit so that we can buy the forager first. We were going to buy a forage harvester, and then obviously the other equipment is still to be leased. We'll lease other equipment, but the drivable ones we buy. And that's going to be a lot of money to buy that one. But the weekly question is, do you want me to... I'm going to expand more into animals on this map, so it's going to be more of a variety. Do you want me to get cows first, or do you want me to get pigs first? I will get both, but I will concentrate on one first and sort of build it up a bit and get established with it before I start on the second one. So it's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let me know what you think. And if I just show you one more thing on the map very quickly, the pigs are here, as you know from the time-lapse series, so it's quite close, it's quite nearby, and we do sort of go up past here to get to Field 1 that we now own. And it's sort of all together. The cows are all the way down here, so if we start branching out into cows, it would seem that it might end up being prudent to possibly buy a small JCB skid steer or something like that, maybe even the Kramer front loader, and keep that down with the cows. But it also would probably be a good idea to buy, say, Field 27, so that we've got a supply of grass and everything down there for the cows. So it would be more of a challenge to get properly established with the cows, and there's going to be a bit more travelling back and forth. But, you know, I want to hear what you think. I want to know what you think on this subject. It's your vote, it's your game. Don't forget to mouse into the top corner and cast your vote. And I'm sorry it's taken me until the middle of the episode to actually get started doing anything. Although we have bought the field and we've done some fertilizer, so it's not like we've done nothing at all. It's still very cloudy. I've done combining in cloud like this, and believe me, it doesn't go well. It sticks on the header, you get all sorts of problems of trying to get the stuff to go through the combine properly. It's just generally lots of hard work. It can be done, as I'm about to prove to you, but it is a lot of work. It's a lot more work than it is normally to do combining, and you can't generally go as fast, although I'm not going to sort of follow that particular rule. I am just going to go as fast as the combine will allow me. So we're going to finish this up this episode, and then for next episode we're going to do a bit of baling. Now I was thinking about, do I offer you the chance to choose what baler we're going to use? We've got the Mengel Garant, the forage wagon, and I've got to be honest, I'm not that fond of it. Having used a few other forage wagons now, I like that it's quite realistic. Don't get me wrong, I think that is fantastic, but to be brutally honest, I'm not that fond of that thing. It's not a great machine to use. It takes absolutely forever. So I don't want to use it for picking up straw. I will use it for doing the crops, doing the grass. I'll use it for feeding grass to the animals, because that's what we bought it for. But when it comes to doing the rest of it, I think a baler is what we need. I think that is the order of the day. So we're going to be getting a baler. And I was actually thinking, if we go here into baling technology, you can see I've already been perusing the baling technology. We're going to go for a square baler on Sosnovka. That's the one that you've been asking for, and you want me to use this artisan. And I was wondering if maybe I should go for a square baler here as well. But I don't think I will. I'm going to go for a round baler, because then we do have the option of getting another field and doing it as grass, and doing a few silage bales. I know that we've already done that. But I've got this Ballon Boy mod here, which I'd like to try, and a few other bits. I've got some trailers. I've gone and installed a whole load of mods from ModHub. So they're all from ModHub. And I'd like to try a few out. This one in particular, the Fleagle, the Transport Runner, this is it's got auto-load. It'll auto-load pallets and bales, saplings, quite handy. So we will be getting that one, definitely. I quite like auto-load. You know what I feel about doing too much front loader work. or telehandler work, if I can help it. I'm just going to start it up again. Nope. That one. There. I'm going to come along the bottom here, and then I'll go up that other side. So yeah, I was actually thinking I will get another round baler, and if I get the round baler, I could take that one. We can do some round bales of straw, and then a bit later on we'll do some round bales of grass and do those as silage and sell them. It'll make doing the silage quite a bit easier as well, because obviously if we don't have the round bales, then we've got to make clamp silage, which is more work, and at the moment we don't have a forager in order to make the clamp silage. So there's quite a few sort of things arguing in favour of getting a round baler first, and because we lease everything rather than buy, it's not going to be that difficult to change our mind later on. There's not going to be a huge amount of equipment to return. So, oh, hang on, let me just get round the corner and get lined up again. There we go. Right, now I'll let the hired help carry on. The hired help is now going to work up and down, and I just want to go back into here. Yeah, so around baler, I'd like to be able to try out this one here. I did talk about this one previously. I think this one does look quite good. It doesn't pick up a huge number, but at the same time, it's something that I've not used before, I've not seen before, so we'll try that one out. We'll be able to try out the auto-load Frithgar one there. There's some other auto-load trailers that I've heard about that I'd like to try. Even just this one as well, I'd like to try that one. So there's a few bale handling things that I'd like to go for. I'm not going to use the Ursus, right? I will use that one, but I won't use the Ursus bale collector. I'd like to... We'll sort of try something a little different, and then later on we may even come to using that one there, but I don't know about that. Anyway, that's there. And then cultivators, we're going to have to buy a cultivator. We need one because we have the Amazon drill, so that one we're going to need to lease. So we're going to need to get a decent cultivator. This one here is to go onto the slurry tankers. We don't want that. The Vogel Newt, we don't want that one. Oh, right, this one's nearly full, so I'll tell you what, let's just stop there, and we'll run down here and get our tractor and trailer. I tipped out the grain that we had about 18,000 litres, plus we sold most of a trailer full at the end of the last episode, and we got a bit of money for that. I'm not sure how much we'll get from here. I'm thinking it would probably get more than a trailer full out of this field, because, quite frankly, this is a fair-sized field now, especially now that we've expanded it by ploughing around the edges. Ooh. Don't forget, I always forget how sensitive this one is when I try to turn it. So if I'm doing baling and stuff like that, I won't be using this Caterpillar tractor for it. I'll use the Amazon drill on this one, and also the cultivator that we get. That'll go onto this tractor that's ideally suited for it. However, the baling and stuff like that, I think it's going to be a little bit too sensitive for like cornering and stuff. I'm planning on using the Vulture that we got down there. That is definitely one that will be used for that. Just turn that one off. So while this is unloading, I still need to get that cultivator. However, the baler's got to come first. So we got to, in the next couple of days, we're going to be getting a huge quantity of different machinery. We need a round baler, and then we've got to clear the fields of the round bales. We're going to get a cultivator, and we've got to cultivate all the fields. That'll be actually over pretty quickly, I should think, because that Challenger is a beast of a tractor. It's one of the most powerful tractors that we could get, and with the most powerful tractor that we can get a big cultivator. We don't need to skimp on that. We don't need to hold ourselves back in any way, shape or form. We'll just set that one going. There we go. And I'm actually going to go in cab now. We'll watch a little bit of this from in cab. Let's go back here. We can keep on perusing our cultivators. I'm not a fan of this horse one. I've used it on quite a few missions, and I'm not a big fan of it. I don't really like that one. I really don't like that one. That one's just long and narrow. And we did actually have that one, I think, in Sandy Bay in FS15. I wasn't a fan of that one either. This one seems to make the tractors drift from side to side, which is not something I'm fond of at all. So really, I mean, I've got a few small ones here. I got that one there, which I actually quite like that one, that Vadestad there. We got a couple of small ones here. We got some front-mounted ones. I'm not interested in those. The Lemkin here, the Lemkin Gigant, that is actually a really cool one. And you can turn quite sharp on that. It's all discs, and that's the way it's done. So you can afford to turn sharper with it. This one here requires 350 horsepower. It's a beast. It really is. But $94,000. It also means that the operating costs are quite high. So yes, I would like to get it, but I don't think really we can justify it on the expense. So if I'm just looking at the expense alone, this one here is the one that I'm thinking, right? This one costs $2,600 per operating hour. We got the we're nearly $6,000 to start off with, but the $2,600 I don't think is unreasonable. An 8.3 meter working width, which is pretty good. It requires 330 horsepower. Now, if we just come out of here and go to garage, there, the owned items, and then we go and have a look at our Valtra. That one probably won't be able to cope with that cultivator either. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to go for the Vardestad. I'm not going to actually get it until tomorrow. Yeah, actually, no, it might take longer than that. So yeah, I really don't know, but it will be soon. Probably that one. If not, I'll probably just go all out and go for that one there, which is much more expensive, 4,700. But well, I mean, we get most of it done in under an hour with that one, which does me. I think it would kind of justify the expense, and also with that 14.5 meter working width is just phenomenal. I think that would kind of justify the expense as well. So I'm just going to skip out here and we'll watch this one. He can do his little spin about. I don't need the map. And right, so I'm going to finish up this field before the next episode. I'll do a little bit more now, and we are sort of approaching the end of the episode. We've bought our new field, and I apologise for not really doing anything particularly exciting. I'm just sort of done a few of the same things, but I'm trying to sort of highlight what we're going to be doing. And like I said, I've now decided that we're going to run this series for a very long time. A lot longer than I had originally intended to. So we're going to be making a few changes, and we're going to expand more. It also means that I should have more time to try out a few different mods and stuff. And the other thing that, being able to get established is really good, because, a lot of these series, you spend most of the beginning of the series trying to get established on the farm. And one thing that I have been asked repeatedly in the comment section lately, especially this last week with the question I was asking on Sosnovka, could I, run the series longer? Could I run all the series longer? Because, it's really dull. You're just getting started, and so you're struggling to earn money, and there's not a lot else happening. And now that we're finally starting to earn money, we're talking about moving on to another map. So what I've decided is any money that we earn on this map, even we will run it all the way to at least 100 episodes, but then any money that I do earn on the map, we will take with us to our next map. So as though we've had, we could even sell all the machinery. So we've had a farm sale, and then however many millions that we have, we could go and start the next map with $2 million. We could even start it with more than that, because we got $1 million for the gold nuggets on here. We could take a bit of the value of the fields, so we could start a new map with a huge chunk of money, which means that we'd be able to properly establish, buy a load of animals, buy some good mid-range machinery rather than starting off with small old machinery, and really get going like that, which I think would be fantastic. What's not fantastic, my driving is appalling. Look at this. It's because I'm trying to drive it like a regular tractor, so I keep turning the steering too sharp. So I am so terrible at this. It really does. You really struggle to try and get this thing to turn in a straight line. Just see what I can do here. If I come up, can I do it like that? Not very well. There we go. And yeah, I think I've actually got as much as I can get into it now. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna insist on following it all the way up the field. Helper A is blocked by an object again. Told you I'm not very good at this. So I need to stay out right on top of the straw, which is not the way to actually do this. You should not drive on top of the swath of straw unless you've absolutely got to. If you've got absolutely no choice, you can drive on top of the swath of straw, but generally that is frowned upon, because if you get any moisture, any dampness in the air, slight bit of rain, even just overnight, it can make it, it makes the straw damp, and so then it makes it a bit more difficult when you come to do the baling. That's your main issue, is it does cause problems later on. But anyway, I have rattled on long enough, so I'm going to hop into the combine and we'll finish up this episode just sitting in the combine. Because I am running the series a whole lot longer than I originally intended, I'm going to expand out. I'm not just going to do crops, I'm going to do the animals. I'm going to really look at everything that we could possibly try to do in our minimum of 100 episodes. So I'm going to expand into animals. Which would you like me to go into first? Obviously we've got a few sheep already, but which would you like me to go for first? Which of the higher maintenance creatures do you want? Do you want me to go for pigs first, or do you want me to go for cows first? Cows are quite a way away. It's going to take quite a bit to get established with those. It could be interesting. Pigs, on the other hand, they're the new creature. I know that we've done some on Sosniovka, but they are still the new kids on the block, and we haven't done any here. We will have to plan carefully all of our crop supplies here if we are to look after pigs properly, because we don't have very much in storage. We don't have any in storage apart from some wheat. And one thing I will not be doing is I will not be buying the pre-made pig food from the shop. So it's your vote, it's your game. Mouse over in the top right hand corner to mouse over the white circle and cast your vote, and then head into the comment section. Let us know why you're voting for the one that you're voting for, and see if you can't persuade everybody else to vote for the same one that you want. And also, please don't forget, my topic of conversation for today is, do you think that I should spend some money very, very soon on buying Field 6 as well as buying Field 1 up there, or should we save it, get the forage harvester first, and then see about buying more land after we've managed to save up and buy that one? And that's about it. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.